I think all I can say that like hasn't already been said too much. We understand that not all police, like not all white people are racist. You know, not all police are fucking egotistical and like lose control. But there needs to be reform, and their duties need to be reformed. Their abilities, their powers, their invulnerabilities, their protection needs to be reduced. And there needs to be more power in the people's hands, because this is supposed to be a country for the people. I don't want to make it a race thing, although it is, and I don't want to talk about, you know, class issues, although it is. I think the simplest answer is to limit their abilities and take strength away from them. Like if our government became too strong and like started passing acts that allowed them to overly, you know, intrude on our privacies and take away liberties from us, we would have to stand up and fight for that. And the reason we always shoot those bills down and always get around those types of things is because they affect everybody. They affect white people, black people, Mexican people, everybody, because everybody needs the internet. But with the police, a lot of other people aren't affected by it, so the problem's not in their back door, it's not in their backyard, it's not in their neighborhood, it's out of sight, out of mind. And until everyone cares enough to make this reform happen, we're just stuck in a powder keg that's filling, you know, like what we saw in Dallas. That's part of that powder keg. We're gonna see that more and more and more. I don't think that's right, but like, people are hurt and people are angry and motherfuckers are dying, people's cousins and children, and it's been happening for 500 years in one way or another, you know, with the same types of atrocities. It's just like, it just wears a different face every 100 years. So, you know, reform, police reform is what we need. Or my dad is a former cop, so growing up with him, I can see firsthand like how the badge affects somebody. You know, I remember like when my dad would put the badge on and put his like dark shades on, like he would be a different person. It was just like no human connect. Flash forward, I think it was 2012, 2013. I was in a restaurant with my homies, and an older white woman and like a 60-something-year-old white man were in front of me or behind me. And I was taking too long to order my fries. I was drunk as shit, just like slurring, super wasted. I was so wasted. The lady was like, "Hurry up, boy." I took offense because like the way she said boy, like there was a weight, you know what it is when you hear it. And I turned around and I was like, you know, like watch your mouth. Like, you know, like I don't want to argue with a woman, you know, and I was doing a lot because I was drunk, you know, like I don't usually be like that, but like I was fucked up. But I told her, you know, watch your mouth, like relax, you doing too much. And her husband was just like, oh, don't talk to her like that. He was a big guy, he was probably like, you know, like 6'2", but he's old, you know, old white man. I'm not finna fight this old white man. So I say out loud, I'm not finna fight you, old white man. Leave me alone. I'm not finna fight her either. Leave me alone. So the woman starts poking me, just poking me in the face. Who do you think you are? Poking. I start backing up. I bump into a crackhead. This is all on the internet. If you search my name, this is like one of the first things that pops up. I bump into a crackhead. Crackhead pulls out a knife. This crackhead literally is just like, watch out, motherfucker, today ain't your day. And I look back, I start elbowing his ass, because this motherfucker just pulled a knife on me. And I literally knocked this motherfucker out, just knock his ass out. Gave him a spinning elbow, uppercut. He's just on the floor, asleep, this nigga's out. And then while I'm doing that, the old white man puts me in like a full Nelson, like a very powerful, thorough, potent chokehold. So those motherfuckers hold me up. I'm like, oh, damn. And I put my hands in the air. I'm like, I'm not hitting the old white man, I'm not hitting him. And so the old white guy and the woman are just like punching me, but they're old. It doesn't hurt. Like, you know, they're scratching me up a little bit, but it doesn't hurt. I'm eating that shit, dealing with that shit, eating that shit. The crackhead gets up and has a knife in one hand. He goes, don't move. So I put my hands up. I'm like, all right, relax, bro. And he starts punching me. I'm just eating this shit for like 5 minutes. They're punching the shit out of me. And it gets to the point where I'm like, all right, I'm about to fuck this old man up. So I flip the old man over my shoulder, kick him in the head. He's done. The woman is biting my fucking finger, so I bit her back. I had to bite this woman. I bit the shit out of her ass. And then the crackhead, I just like start chasing his ass. And then the police come in and I'm like, oh my God, thank you. And I got a whole bunch of friends in there from college and high school. And they're like, oh yeah, like he just got attacked. And I'm like, yeah, this old guy just attacked me. And the old guy gets up and goes, that black motherfucker just hit me and my wife. And the police immediately get on that with me. They just start grabbing me, trying to flip me around and shit. They tell me, put my hands in the air. I put my hands up. They go, he's resisting arrest. They flip me down. I'm on the ground. I'm getting back up. Get back out on the ground. I'm like, wait, relax. You know, I just got attacked. Look at the footage. There's cameras everywhere. Everyone was recording it. You know, like there's cameras everywhere. The police aren't hearing it. They don't care about anything I have to say. And they just keep yelling, he's resisting attack or resisting arrest. And I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything at all. So they beat my ass, take me to jail. They fucked me up so bad I had to go to the hospital. And so I ended up going to the hospital and they hit me with like these like, what do they call it, antipsychotics or whatever, like crazy drugs to make you calm down when you're like super juiced up. they hit me with all these antipsychotics, and I didn't even know until we were in court and they showed me the videos. But I guess like when they took me back to jail, they beat me up again, but I have no recollection of it because I was under the antipsychotics. Like I was just drugged, like doped up. Like I'm walking around like this, like I can't even move. I have no recollection. I just woke up and like the whole like side of my face was like just sore as shit. My teeth were loose and shit. They fucked me up. And so we go to court and they're charging me with like 8 years worth of charges, like assault on an officer, disorderly conduct, fucking obstruction of justice, all types of stupid shit. And we're in court for like 8 months. It takes 8 months, like $5,000 fucking dollars. And then finally the judge watches all the footage, and we're in court watching the footage, and he looks over and he goes, I apologize. This is ridiculous. I can't believe you went through this, blah, blah, blah. And the whole time they're trying to get me like to like cop guilty, but like they wouldn't charge me with anything, but like I'd be on this like weird probation where if I did anything within a year, all the charges could be set against me again. I still got the guilty verdict, so I'd just be guilty automatically. That's the kind of shit I was talking about earlier, whereas like if I was a white boy, that would just be a wild night out and I'd be out in the morning and everything would be fine. But since I was a black male, and like immediately when the police came in, the motherfucker, his rhetoric, you know, it says it all. The first thing he said was, this black motherfucker attacked me. He didn't call me a nigger or nothing. He said, this black motherfucker attacked me, and the police immediately started beating my ass, you know? I don't hate the police. I think they're necessary, you know? There's bad motherfuckers out there, and there's people out there who can't protect themselves. There are motherfuckers who just aren't with the shits, and like they need protection. That's what society is. That's why we pay fucking taxes, so you can live like everybody else and not get bullied and assaulted. But at the same time, if the police are fucking bullying you and assaulting you, there needs to be some sort of change. When I was like 9 years old, I went to a private school, all black private school with one white teacher, and I didn't understand race. And my teacher was trying to explain to us black on black crime. And she told us, raise your hand in here if you're not black. And me and my little sister raised our hands. Because I thought that like, if you were mixed, you weren't black or white, you were mixed and you could pick. Like I could be black today, I could be white, you know, like I thought that it was a thing. Like I thought I had a privilege or something. And my teacher explained to me, you know, like no white person's ever gonna see you as white. You know, like no black person's ever gonna see you as white. You're a black male, you know, you're a black person, you know, like you are just what you are. You may be mixed, you can identify as mixed, but at the end of the day, I'm a nigga, you know what I mean? That never went away. I think about that often, like throughout the week, it'll just pop up to me like no matter what, like I'm a nigga no matter what. Like it's weird. But Treat Me Caucasian is a song that we came up with. I was in South by Southwest. It's when I first met Mick. I was just thinking about the differences, you know, in how security talk to everybody. And like the differences where like, if I'm walking you know, everybody's crowded up. If I'm walking behind white people are just like tweaking, you know, like really worried about me being there. Whereas like if one of my white friends is right there, there's nothing. It's just the flow of traffic. Life keeps going. You know, all brown kids, black kids have had the experience of being followed through stores. We all know what it is to be at a party full of white people and like someone's phone goes missing and all of a sudden you did it, you know what I mean? And that's really what that song was. You know, I just want to let my little brothers and little sisters know that like, you don't have to be angry about it, but understand shit's not equal. And if you know that, if you go into it knowing that, you can navigate a lot better. I was in a lot of bad situations. I'll say his name, fuck him, Joel Agramani. We were in Forest Park at a party. I was on the back porch smoking hella weed. I didn't even go into the party yet. I was just like blowing blunts. Like just, you know, you at the party, you matching blunts, trying to smoke as much as you can. Joel Agramani comes outside and is like, I can't fucking find my wallet. Freddie, you got my fucking wallet. I know you got it. I'm one of 3 black kids there. I'm the only one who fights. So naturally, I'm the one who stole the wallet on the back porch. So he's fucking screaming at me. I was with my ex-girlfriend, all my friends, they're just like, fuck off, leave him alone. And the other kids at the party, get the fuck out of here, Freddie. Why'd you steal his wallet? What are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. I'm just sitting smoking weed. Joel goes in his back pocket. Joel Agramani goes in his back pocket and the fucking wallet is in his pocket. And he goes, oh, my bad, bro, and tries to like hug me and shit. And I'm like, get the fuck away from me. And then after that, everyone's like, Freddie, be chill. Like, why are you mad? Like, what are you mad about? Like, you didn't have the wallet. And I'm like, I'm mad because like y'all niggas just tried to like take me out and like do all this extra shit when it's in his fucking pocket. You just labeled me the villain instantaneously, like judge, jury, everything. Like just, that kind of shit like sticks with me. That kind of shit will never go away. I'll always remember that. And like there's plenty of black people who feel that kind of shit every day who will always remember that. And that's what Treat Me Caucasian is for. You know what I mean? I want the same privilege. I want the same reasonable doubt that everyone else has. If I could give any advice to a young brown person, a person of color, male or female, being faced by the police or just any other party that wants to harm you for no reason, think about tomorrow and think about next week and think about the week after that, and don't think about the moment. Don't be hedonistic and prideful and put yourself in a worse situation. Although we don't need or shouldn't have to live that way, that's sort of something we have to keep in mind. In my situation with those police officers, had I not been like laughing and just like talking shit like, oh, you guys, fuck the police, you know, like I'm egging them on, I'm giving them more of a reason to fuck me up. And I'm not saying, you know, like don't defend yourself or no shit, because like there's certain situations where you got to do something. You can't just like fuck. I'm not saying lay down to get killed, but don't make it worse. You know, don't be an asshole. My only advice is don't be an asshole. Think about tomorrow. Think about next week. Don't get killed to spit in the cop's face and look cool in front of your friends. You know, don't be a fucking hero.
I'm not a very selfish artist. I don't completely make music just to satisfy my fans, but I don't solely make music for myself either. I found a happy medium of understanding what people want to listen to and what I want them to hear.
Like, if DJ Paul can come in here with all his fucking hits, Grammys, come in here alone and feel comfortable, like, don't bring your posse through, man. Like, if we want to deal with you, bring yourself, you know what I'm saying? It just made me realize, like,
another part of the fucking moment is we got kicked off the tour 2 shows in, just because obviously what we were doing wasn't to a certain standard. So for me, that was quite like, I kind of took it personally, but I guess in terms of the bigger picture, it was a good experience. And even talking about it to people, you can kind of see that it's something I'm happy I did. So
I took over. I was just like, well, ain't nobody gonna talk about waves and the inspiration and why better than me. So I started talking. I'm like, yo, I started creating waves. Somebody on the other end of this table starts talking. So I started speaking louder. So I started creating waves. Somebody else starts talking. So I look at my manager, I'm just like, I look at John, I'm like,